I think I was kind of meant for playing Conan, you know. I think that I felt very comfortable doing that, playing that character, playing that barbaric role, doing all the sword fighting. And it was a very physical film, you know, if you think about it. We had to, you know, riding camels or elephants, fighting snakes, riding horses, sword fighting, jumping off 40-foot towers, rope climbing.
Welcome back, movie fans. Today we're diving into the incredible story how a single role transformed the life of one of the Hollywood's biggest movie stars. Strap yourselves in, because we're about to explore how Conan the Barbarian changed the course of Arnold Schwarzenegger's life forever. Before we embark on this epic tale, let's set the stage. It was the year 1982, and the world was introduced to a towering Austrian bodybuilder turned actor named Arnold Schwarzenegger. After gaining recognition in bodybuilding, Arnold set his sight on conquering the silver screen.
But what it does is it makes you stretch. It makes you grow as a person. You're exposed to danger, and I think it's a good experience in a way, you know. And also, I think that what has been very unusual on this part is that I've had really the best director I've ever worked with. The character Conan is doing a lot of things that you're normally not allowed to do in this society, you know, because the film takes place at a time of maybe 12 or 15,000 years ago, you know, and at that time, you know, there was no religion, no morals, nothing, you know, you could just kill people and plunder towers, steal, and, you know, have women left and right and all those things, eat like an animal and all. It is fun to do for a change, you know, and getting out of that, you know, eating with knife and fork and being always proper and well-behaved and all those things. It's nice to switch over to this and be that for 6 months, you know, so that's a lot of fun to do that. I was tired of competition bodybuilding. You know, I won everything. I won for 13 years the world championships in bodybuilding. So there was no more challenge for me really there. So I thought of getting into something different that will create a lot of challenge for me, and it will be very difficult. And one of the things that is always difficult, especially when you're in Hollywood, is getting into acting, because everybody wants to do it. And of course, no bodybuilder ever has made it in acting. You know, they have done a few Hercules films or stuff like that, but not really gotten into acting. So I thought that would be a big challenge to do, and so I got slowly into acting and did the first movie, Stay Hungry. Got a Golden Globe Award for Best Acting Debut, and that really got the whole thing rolling. So it was really what I liked about the profession was that it was hard for me to get into. There were a lot of obstacles, and it was something new for me to fight for, because I was used to fighting for a goal or achieving the goal, and acting was one of those things, you know.
Conan marked a significant turning point into his career. The movie released in 1982 and was based on the popular character from Robert E. Howard's stories. Arnold was cast as the main character Conan, a fierce warrior on a quest for revenge. Conan the Barbarian was the epic fantasy film that propelled Arnold Schwarzenegger into spotlight and solidified his status as a go-to hero for mainstream action movies. Born in Austria in 1947, Schwarzenegger started his journey as a bodybuilder, becoming the youngest person to win Mr. Universe at the age of 20. His success in bodybuilding led him to the world of acting, and Conan became the stepping stone to his incredible career.
So, you know, it was not easy to go from bodybuilding to acting. I mean, in many levels it wasn't easy, you know, especially when you step out of one field being the best in the world and then give that up and let it go, and then start somewhere on the beginning. And that's what I had to do, you know, not knowing what it was, you know, let's do a close-up Arnold, you know. I mean, it was like really like being on the beginning of the beginning in acting when I did Stay Hungry. Yeah. But I think that after winning the Golden Globe Award in Stay Hungry, they gave me enough courage that I said, well, I have talent in that. I think that I should pursue that and really go after acting and learn it.
The character of Conan was created by the author Robert E. Howard in 1932. And the idea of Conan film had been circulating since the early 1970s. The legendary producer Dino De Laurentiis acquired the rights, and with the help of the director John Milius, a talented cast and skilled production team, they brought the Howard's Barbarian age to life on the big screen.
And I said to Ned, Ned, before we do rewriting, I want to choose a director first. We chose John Milius, because he was a good writer, nice director. We did the rewriting with him and he directed the movie.
I knew nothing of Conan the Barbarian or Robert E. Howard or any of the books or the comic books or anything until Oliver Stone came and told me about it. The one thing I knew about that I was aware of was Frank Frazetta's paintings. And of course, I love Viking things, and I always wanted to do a Viking movie.
The film blended historical Mongolian and Viking cultural aesthetics, drawing inspiration from renowned filmmakers such as Akira Kurosawa with its mesmerizing cinematography, captivating costumes, and immersive production design. Conan the Barbarian captured the imagination of audiences and set the stage for a decade and a half of Hollywood action cinema. The story follows a young man named Conan, portrayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who seeks revenge against the snake cult led by the menacing Tulsa Doom, played by James Earl Jones. Along his journey, Conan forms alliances, falls in love, and faces numerous challenges that test his strength and resolve. If the plot may not be groundbreaking, it was the philosophy and the performances of the cast that made Conan the Barbarian stand out. Arnold's portrayal of Conan perfectly matched director John Millier's vision. His sheer will and determination resonated with audiences, and his commanding presence on the screen cemented him as an action superstar. The film also introduced talented newcomers like Jerry Lopez and Sandra Bergman, alongside seasoned actors like James Earl Jones.
The role I play is, again, the villain. I'll call him a prehistoric Darth Vader. He's the Batman. He's a sorcerer. He's the one that causes much of the evil that Conan has to combat.
And Max von Sydow, creating a dynamic and memorable performances. After Conan the Barbarian became a hit, Arnold's acting career took off. People in the movie industry noticed his success and wanted to work with him. This led to Arnold getting offered many different kind of movie roles. Directors and producers saw that Arnold had more to offer than just muscles. They recognized his charm.
Ruth. Screaming. That's great. That's the real stuff. You know, last time you were here, you told us that Terminator 2 would be the biggest movie of this summer.
What did I tell you? Trust me. Right?
They thought he could do well in roles that required more than just action scenes. Because of this, Arnold got the chance to star in movies like Terminator and The Predator. These films allowed him to show his acting skills beyond his physical strength. In The Terminator, he played a complex character with both a threatening side and a vulnerable side. This role made him even more popular and introduced him to a wider audience. Arnold didn't stick to just action movies. He also tried his hand at comedy and drama. Movies like Twins and Total Recall showed his funny side and his ability to play different types of characters.
And then they come to you with this absurd idea that you and Danny DeVito are twins, which is ridiculous. On paper, that sounds like the biggest box office bomb on the planet. What made you trust those guys? Because at this point, you got to make really smart decisions.
It was after we've spent the evening together where Ivan Reitman and Robin Williams said to me, says, "You are so funny."
So they saw
and I
your
said,
humor.
"Yeah, I know." I said, "I do have a funny side to me and a comedic side." And they said, "We should see this on the screen, Arnold. We should see this on the screen." And I said, "Well, I say Hollywood refuses to do a comedy with me because they make all the money in the world with the action movies.
Right.
So they're
Right.
not about to switch now with the saying, don't fix what is not broken."
Yeah.
Right? And so, of course, they continue doing the action movies. So Ivan said, he says, "Well, I would do something with you." And I said, "Look, I need your help.
Yeah.
I need all of your help because I just cannot do it by myself." I said they won't accept the idea of a comedy. And so Ivan put this project together with Danny DeVito. But, you know, the way it's written is that he's totally opposite. Why don't we get someone that is physically also totally opposite? And they said, like, who? And I said, Danny DeVito. And they said, that is a brilliant idea. I know Danny, let me call him. So Ivan called him. Danny loved the idea. We all sat down, had lunch, signed a napkin.
Wow.
To do the movie.
Wow.
And then he went to Tom Pollock, and then he, put together the details, and we went off and did them.
This helped him connect with audiences on a deeper level and proved he could do more than just action roles. Because of the success of Conan the Barbarian, Arnold had more freedom to choose the projects he wanted to work on. He could collaborate with famous directors like Ivan Reitman and Paul Verhoeven, which further boosted his reputation in the movie industry. In simple terms, Conan the Barbarian opened up many acting opportunities for Arnold. It showed people that he could do more than just action movies. Because of the movie's popularity, Arnold gained a lot of fans and became famous around the world. People admired his strength and looked up to him as a role model. This made him a well-known figure in the public eye. His fame and recognition opened up new opportunities for Arnold in different parts of life. For example, he became interested in politics and eventually became the governor of California. This meant he had an important role in leading and making decisions for the state. Additionally, the success of Conan gave Arnold more confidence in himself and his abilities. He realized that with hard work and dedication, he could overcome challenges and achieve his goals. He saw himself as someone who could take on anything, just like the character Conan. Overall, Conan the Barbarian had a big impact on Arnold's life. It made him famous, allowed him to enter the world of politics, and gave him more confidence in himself. The movie's success transformed him into a well-known figure and inspired him to set ambitious goals. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more interesting content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.